Hello! Before the video starts, I would just like to ask that you all please excuse the gameplay being shown here. I have never played this game before, but one of my friends has recommended it to me, and you know how it be. I just decided to try it out, because why the hell not? Without further ado, hello! Welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I last did a long-form video. I've been focusing a lot more on shorts lately, and they've been doing decent. Today's topic is going to be centered around the concept of love, right? Ooh, that amazing feeling that can both be positive and negative, and toxic, and every single emotion in between, because a lot of these things are not just this and that, extreme or non-extreme. They all are on a spectrum rather than just two sides. What I mean when I say that is, well, love is something that's something that cannot be forced. Love is a marathon and not a race, you know? Yeah, you can use that euphemism for a lot of other things, but I feel like this, for the concept of love, it really does apply here. And love also tends to be unexpected. What I've found, right, as getting to know people, is that the more you try to force love, or the concept of just a relationship, the less you're ever going to get that. Because your mind ends up being so focused on the what will be, and, well, you're just not being present. That mentality of wanting to focus on what could be with this person should instead be used to get to know the person that you're daydreaming about, you know? When I was younger, I'm sure a lot of guys also have dealt with this sort of issue in the notion of nice guy syndrome. I remember watching a cinema therapy episode on this, and good lord, I related really badly on some of these. I can definitely remember times where I would think to myself as like a teenager, if I were to see my crush hanging out with someone that was lackluster, to say the least, in some aspects, I would constantly be thinking, oh man, I could be treating her better, man. Why can't she see that? That sort of thing, you know, nice guy syndrome and everything like that. It is a very real thing that I'm sure a lot of guys are currently dealing with, have gotten past, or haven't had the chance to deal with yet. And for those who have not had the chance to deal with that, oh boy, it'll eventually come. Or maybe it won't. Maybe you're just that much mentally mature, and that's great. But for me, I eventually kind of started noticing it, and the next step when you notice something like that's pretty toxic is to try to fix it, of course, or just try to change your mental game about it. So what I did was think of it from their shoes, you know. If they were doing this sort of thing to you, then you wouldn't like it either, you know. If some girl, I pictured it like this: if some girl was constantly berating me and saying like, you would be so much better with me and stuff like that, you know, that sort of stuff, I don't know, man. It really does put things into perspective. Love cannot be forced, and even when it's not forced, it is a marathon. You know, it's not gonna happen willy-nilly just like that, because at least the love that I am in search for, a long-term, intimate relationship filled with communication, filled with compromises, filled with love. That is the sort of relationship that I personally am looking for. And of course, there are many different people who also am in line with this train of thought, but there are also some who don't have the same ideals for love as me. And that's fine. That's completely fine. Nothing wrong with that. So long as you're not hurting someone or making someone feel bad, then go crazy, you know? I remember getting so caught up in the idea of being in a relationship with someone that I completely forgot to get to know this person, you know? I got so enthralled, the romanticized thoughts, unrealistic moments that occurred in my head, that I was not stepping down to reality. And the reality of the situation was they might not see me in the same way. I might not see them in the same way. You know? We haven't even gotten to know each other. And while there is a baseline attraction, we still have not gotten to know each other to the point where we can solemnly say, hey, I like you a lot, and I hope you feel the same way about me. I was wondering if we could maybe start going out. You know, I never really got to that point. In the quest for love, for the love that you truly want, I'm starting to realize that not everyone's gonna be on the same wavelength as you. Don't get me wrong. The ladies that I have met, the people that I've met, have been amazing. Great people, amazing, good people. But in terms of a super intimate level, you know, thinking if we were to get past that whole idealization of relationships, as I try to get to know them and stuff, issues will arise, you know, before the idea of a relationship would even arise. Maybe potential red flags, and not necessarily red flags, just something that you don't know if you're gonna be able to live with, you know? And that's no one's fault. It's just circumstances that are out of our control sometimes. But other than that, going out, talking to new people, it gives you a way bigger perspective. It's really it sounds so stupid, but it's really not like anything you'd see in the movies. Love at first, what the fuck? No, of course not. Okay, if we were to talk about true love, right? True love to me is how quickly you and your POI, person of interest, is able to connect and get super close within a span of time. You know what I mean? Let's say you meet someone and you talk to them, you know, you're getting to know them, but even after like a few months of knowing each other, you don't really click, so the attraction kind of disappears. True love, in my opinion, and it's changed since I was a wee young lad, if you're able to agree with someone constantly, love them constantly, and just overall cherish them within such a short span of amount of time, like a week, 2 weeks. This is an exaggeration a little bit, but it has happened. I'm pretty sure one of us has heard, like, from friends or family, that within a week or 2 weeks, like, that's your friend's already in a couple with someone. You know, maybe they rushed into it, or maybe it was truly meant to be. Like, they just vibed so well together. And how well you communicate, I feel, is also another good aspect to talk about. If you do not communicate the same way, it's not a deal breaker. Well, it is for me, but it might not be a deal breaker for some. But that is definitely something that's very, very important. Whenever you're arguing, does it ever turn petty, or is it like civilized? Do we get shit done? And when I say get shit done, I mean, like, do we really talk about the issue, try to come up with compromises, and just, you know, get shit done? You know? Other than that, just another thing that I would like to think of is, are you able to just enjoy their company, their silent company, you know? Like the company where like you guys are literally doing nothing. Like, you could be scrolling on your phone, or like she's on the PC, but just with them being there, it feels as though you're having fun, you know? It might sound a little bit unrealistic, because, well, I'm still young, but that's honestly the thing for me, you know? And I'd be happy to know if there were other people who were like that too. But all of this to say is that if you're out there looking for love and wanting to truly find the one, you gotta take the time. Get to know the person, get to know the people around you, you know what I mean? Don't dive into it willy-nilly, thinking that, constantly daydreaming about what could be, we could be doing it. Instead, let's bring ourselves back to planet Earth, you know? And get to know the person. Talk to them, you know? Empathize with them whenever they talk about bad issues that they might have. Provide comfort whenever they need it. consolation, whatever it could be. You know? Just talk to them. Communicate. Because at the end of the day, that's another human being right there. Alright. That should be enough for today. See you all next time.